Hi, and welcome along to Language Open Learning. This is our grammar course number 2, and today we're going to be talking about the present time. So let's look at the form for the present time. The present simple is formed by the bare infinitive of the verb. We add an S to the third person singular. For example, the verb to like. We've got I like, you like, he, she, it likes, we like, and they like. Some verbs are irregular. For example, the verb to have and the verb to be. So for example, I have, you have, he, she, it has, we have, and they have. And the verb to be, I am, you are, he, she, it is, we are, and they are. There can be some misunderstandings with the spellings of the simple tense. For example, verbs ending in O, S, CH, or SH and S, they add an ES on the end of the third person singular. Okay, so for example, he goes, she misses, he watches, he wishes, and he relaxes. Yes, no questions are formed with do and the bare infinitive of the verb. The third person singular uses does. So yes, no questions are formed with do and does. So for example, do you like Italian food? Does he like Italian food? We also use do and does when we use question words such as who, when, why, what, where, and how. So for example, what do you mean? Where does she live? Negatives. Negatives are formed with do not and the bare infinitive of the verb. So negatives are formed with do not plus the bare infinitive of the verb. The third person singular uses does not. So for example, I do not like that. She does not like that. But when we're speaking or informal writing, we'll use contractions with those words. So for example, we will say, I don't like that. She doesn't like that. Okay, so with contractions or in speech with and informal writing, we will use contractions. So we'll say, I don't like that. I do not like that. I don't like that. She doesn't like that. She does not like that. She doesn't like that. The present simple meaning, there's three meanings really for the present simple. The first one is habitual actions. That is actions we are doing all the time or we do in a routine. So for example, we can say, I usually get up at 7:30. I usually get up at 7:30. We also use them for actions or events that are generally true. Okay, so for example, we will say, Emma plays in the school netball team. Emma plays in the school netball team. Or we will say, we like ice cream. We like ice cream. And the third one is facts that are always true. Facts that are always true. So for example, we can say, the sun always rises in the east. The sun always sets in the west. So for three things that we use, three meanings that we use for the present simple tense, the first one is for habitual actions or routines, actions that we do all the time. The second one, facts that are generally true. And the third one for facts that are always true. There's also a fourth one, and that is the present simple sometimes has future meanings, which we will come on to later. The present simple pronunciation. Now, with verbs that end in different sounds, it can change the actual sound of the word. So for example, verbs that end with the sound z, or z, or s, or sh, or ch, or ks, make an extra syllable when we're in the third person. Okay, so for example, watch becomes watches, and miss becomes misses, and relaxes becomes relax, or relax becomes relaxes. So this is used with in the third person singular. So after the sound of f or k or p or t, the third person singular is s. So for example, hits, from the verb hit. So hit becomes hits. And other third person s's are pronounced z. So for example, see becomes sees. Okay? And does is just pronounced does, as in sounds like it's D-U-H-Z. Does. The present continuous form is formed with the auxiliary verb be and the ing form of the main verb. So the present continuous is formed with the auxiliary verb be and the ing form of the main verb. So for example, I am relaxing. You are relaxing. He is relaxing. We are relaxing. They are relaxing. Sometimes, again, there's spelling problems. For example, verbs ending in E, we drop the E, and when we add ing. So for example, like, L-I-K-E, becomes liking, L-I-K-I-N-G. Decide becomes deciding, decide. D-E-C-I-D-E becomes deciding, D-E-C-I-D-I-N-G. And write, W-R-I-T-E, write becomes writing, W-R-I-T-I-N-G, write to writing. Verbs with one syllable, okay, ending with one vowel and one consonant, we double the consonant when adding ing. So verbs with one syllable ending with a vowel and a consonant, we double the last consonant before adding ing. So for example, we can say sit, S-I-T. This becomes sitting, S-I-T-T-I-N-G. So sit becomes sitting. Swim, S-W-I-M, swim, becomes swimming, S-W-I-M-M-I-N-G. Swim becomes swimming. And dig, D-I-G, dig, becomes digging, D-I-G-G-I-G, digging. Verbs ending with IE, we drop the IE and we add a Y. So verbs that end in IE, we drop the IE and we add Y before the ing. So for example, lie, L-I-E, lie. This becomes lying, L-Y-I-N-G, lying. We can have tie, which is T-I-E, tie. This becomes tying, T-Y-I-N-G, tying. And we can also have die, D-I-E, die. This becomes dying, D-Y-I-N-G. Contractions. In speech, as always, in speech and informal writing, we always try to contract the words where we can. So for example, the verb be is contracted in the present continuous form. So we can say, I am writing, but when we speak, we actually say, I'm writing. I'm writing. You are writing becomes you're writing. He is writing becomes he's writing, or she's writing. We are writing becomes we're writing. And they are writing becomes they're writing. In questions, yes-no questions are formed by inverting the subject and the auxiliary verb. So we invert the subject and the auxiliary verb in questions. So this becomes, for example, am I writing? Are you writing? Is she writing? Are we writing? Are they writing? And it's the same when we use the W questions, who, what, where, why, when, etc. We will say, what are you writing? Where are you going? What are you doing? Negatives are formed by using be plus not. For example, I am not writing. You are not writing. He is not writing. But again, when we use speech or informal writing, we always contract. So it becomes, I am not writing becomes, I'm not writing. You are not writing becomes, you're not writing. He isn't writing. We are not writing, or we aren't writing. We use the present continuous for three main purposes. The first purpose really is to describe something we are doing at the present moment. So something we are doing at the present moment. So for example, we can say, sorry, I can't speak to you just now. I'm washing my hair. So sorry, I can't speak to you just now. I'm washing my hair. Or we can say, for actions that are happening around now. We may not be doing them at the present time, but generally we are. So for example, I can say, I'm reading the latest Harry Potter book. I'm reading the latest Harry Potter book. And the last thing is, for the present continuous can sometimes have a future meaning. So it can sometimes have a future meaning. So the three meanings for the present continuous are something we are doing at the moment, at the present time. The second one is something we aren't doing at the present time, but we are doing around now. For example, I'm reading the latest Harry Potter book. And the third one is it could have a future meaning. So that's all from this lesson just now. Thanks for watching, and look out for our next lesson. If you want to, we now have a test that you can take. Just press the green button below and see how you do. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.